Squirrel Tribe, we have got to talk. So it is where I am right now. It is 6:20 p.m. Central Time. At 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 8 p.m. Central Time here for me, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and their interview, use that term very, very loosely, with Dana Bash on CNN will air. Here's the kicker though. It's 18 minutes long. It is only 18 minutes long. It is a pre-recorded, edited beyond belief, 18-minute long interview that CNN will not release the transcripts for, that they had to cut down to 18 minutes because it went so poorly, so horribly unwell, as I fully expected. There was no way, even with a teleprompter to answer, or notes in her lap, or heads up on the questions, we knew that there was no way Kamala Harris would be able to answer any of these coherently. We've seen her enough times on stage that even with a teleprompter, she still makes no sense. So get this. Even Donald Trump Jr. posted about this. He said, wait, the first interview with Kamala and Walz is only 18 minutes long and CNN isn't even releasing the whole thing? What the fuck? That's his whole quote, not mine. But listen to this. Y'all, look. Okay, so look at this. All right. That smile on her little face, it's going to get wiped off. Tomorrow is going to be better than after the first day at the DNC, with how many people are going to be ripping this interview apart. Listen, CNN won't release Harris interview transcript at request of the campaign. Y'all, the campaign was like, listen, if you could, CNN, Dana, lovelies, we would like you to not let anybody know what actually transpired here. We're not going to say it's, withholding information from the American people, but if you could, withhold information from the American people, we'd really appreciate it. That is what her campaign is saying. Kamala Harris insisted that Tim Walz join her for her first interview as the Democratic presidential nominee. See, we got to stop that. She wasn't nominated. She was placed on the ballot, plunked down onto it. There was no nomination. There was no primary. Nobody voted her ass onto that ballot. So just keep that part in mind. They're going to say nominee, but that's not what it is. It was hosted by Dana Bash, whatever. Reports suggest that the interview did not go well and was cut short, lasting only 18 minutes. CNN plans to air a shortened version of the interview and will not release a full transcript. Holy crap. It's not even going to be 18 minutes long. It only lasted 18 minutes and they're going to give you a shortened version. Y'all, what if there's like 4 minutes of Kamala not making sense? And this is how I know she's not going to make sense. I cannot wait to show you this. Wait. So Johnny MAGA posted this on YouTube, I believe. Then my husband reposted it on YouTube. You guys see this here, okay? Look. See the interview down there. This is a still from the interview. So people have a little sneak peek, a insider view into this. Not me. I'm not big. I'm not a Laura Loomer, Colin Rugg, what's his name, Charlie Kirk, or Benny Johnson. I'm none of that. I'm just a chick with a camera and a microphone. So when I find these things that they were privileged enough to get, I'm bringing it to you. Listen, this is what Kamala said during this thing. Y'all, I cannot even contain myself. I don't know if it's excitement or I don't know what this feeling is, but whew. Okay, listen. And I promise I have not had anything to drink, just water. Kamala, this is what she said. Let me try this. It is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. Insane. That's what Kamala said. She actually said that in her first major interview. Johnny MAGA said she's so cooked. Like, literally, what did she even just say? What just came out of her mouth? Like, oh man, this is going to be... I thought her acceptance speech at the DNC was a just complete shit show. This is going to be freaking epic. Memes will be made of this. There will be shorts and parodies and little mini feature films with Kamala's rambling and rattling. Oh, this is going to be so good. I should feel bad, but man, I don't. If people watch this interview, listen. If people watch this interview tonight and then tomorrow, after it's all done, say, man, I can't wait to vote for Kamala Harris. Gosh, I literally think natural selection is in play at that point. Like, if you still want to vote for Kamala Harris after listening to her, just in general, but let alone after tonight, maybe you deserve whatever is going to happen with our economy and everything else, because it's going to be a dumpster fire, more so than currently. I cannot wait to watch this thing. I have an hour and a half. I don't know if I can contain myself for the next hour and a half, because holy jolie. What's even better, y'all, what's even better? I had this whole video planned to talk to you about all the different polls that are being shown around the United States with Trump versus Harris, and who's winning and who's losing and who's whatevering. And that was what we were going to talk about. And I was going to be like, oh, tonight's interview could be a make or break. I knew it was going to be a break or break, but this is going to be a just complete, oh my gosh. All right. So listen, let me just, okay. According to this, they're saying that Vice President Harris is ahead in every single poll, with or without Bob K. I don't know what Bob K is or who that is. I don't know what they're talking about. Bob K. If y'all know what the hell they're talking about with Bob K, let me know. But this is something that was posted up from Bill Wolf. I don't know who that is, but this is what is it, projects538.com, whatever. This was a poll that ended on August 23rd. And according to this, the general election in Virginia, right now, they're saying that Harris is up over Trump 49% to 46%. They're saying in general election in New Mexico at Emerson College, Harris is up 51% to Trump's 40%. And then another Emerson College one, I don't know what these mean, 54% to 46%. Then you have a general election and research things, and they're saying that Trump is losing on every single one to Harris. But here's the thing. Vice President Harris is ahead every single poll. You see that? This is how you know Democrats lie. Because, let me see if I can zoom. Do you zoom? You don't zoom. That's fine. When you get down to the bottom here, this one right here, right there, literally says 49 and 49. So immediately that lets you know that she's not ahead in every single poll. That's a tie. It's little things like that. Like, that's the problem. It's little things like that where they're like, she's ahead in every single poll. I don't believe it. And then you have the actual physical proof, even if this is an altered whatever from whoever posted this, that is not true, because they're tied right there. 49 and 49. Just pointing that part out. But this is what I wanted to show you. How the Trump and Biden economic records stack against each other. Because this, to me, is what people need to be paying attention to. And for some reason, this is what people are not paying attention to. So I have this here, and I don't know how to really post this anywhere, because it's just a picture that I saved from the good old World Wide Web. But you see here that Trump, his inflation year-over-year rate was at a 1.89% average. So every year over year, it would go up average 1.89%, which is normal. 1 to 2% is a normal yearly interest rate hike, or inflation, I mean. Biden, his year-over-year rate, 5.28% average. So it's 5.28% one year, then another 5.28% on top of all of that the next year. Then the next year, another 5.2, like, really, take that into consideration, right? Excuse me. And then you have the inflation, the cumulative. It said Trump was up 7.8%. Biden's inflation is up 19.2%. It's a massive difference. Average gas prices under Trump, they were actually down 5.4% over Obama. I don't know how to say over. Is it under? Whatever. At $2.49 a gallon average. Under Biden, we're up 46.6% at a $3.50 average. And we know that there were months where we were closer to $7 a gallon, right? 30-year mortgage rates. Under Trump, they were down 34.8%. Your average was 3.86%, which is phenomenal. Biden, they're up 132%, with the average being 5.45%. Right now, I still think it's in the 6s and 7s in most places. Then you have average rent costs. Under Trump, average rent went up almost 12%. Okay, under Biden, it's gone up an average 21.6%. Now, keep in mind that all of Biden's are on top of Trump. So just think about how high that really truly is. You have the grocery prices under Trump up 6.5%. 6.5%. Average over his 4 years. Under Biden, up 20.9% average. Now, we know that certain things, you go to the grocery store and you're paying over 100% more than you used to on certain things, whether it's eggs, whether it's milk, whether it's ground beef. Kamala Harris is stuck on ground beef for some reason. And chicken is crazy. Numerous things have more than doubled prices. Electricity prices under Trump were up 4.2%. Under Biden, the one who's pushing for the new Green Deal between he and AOC and Kamala, the amount of infrastructure changes and all these different things that they have done where they've brought in electricity everywhere, we are up 29.6% for electricity prices. 30% more for your electric price. And they want to push people to go electric vehicle only. Electric appliances in your home only. Electric appliances or appliance, I guess isn't the word, but for like landscapers and stuff, you can't use gas-powered stuff anymore. Everything has to be electric. The cost of everything is going to continue to climb the more we go electric. Then you have real hourly wages. According to this, under Trump, they were up 6.8%. Real hourly wages went up 6.8%. Under Biden, they've gone down 2.2%. And I think that's extremely important for everybody to remember, because here we have Kamala and Biden touting Bidenomics and how great they are. And you can literally look at the numbers from Trump in office to Biden in office and see that Bidenomics sucks. Like, Bidenomics sucks. There's no way to sugarcoat that or make it sound okay. It's awful for everybody except for the people who have money falling out their butts to begin with, and it doesn't really faze them, right? But even then, some of them may be phased, especially with, taxes and things like that. Now, this is another poll I wanted you to see, because you would think, this is from Elon Musk, and you would think that Elon Musk would have a massive Democrat following because Democrats for some reason love the new Green Deal and all that other stuff and electric cars and right. And Elon used to be more Democrat. Now he's gone over to the right side. He's more Republican because of Gavin Newsom in California and everything they've done over there towards the kids. And excuse me, hiccups. I get like hiccups when I get too excited and I talk too fast and I forget to breathe. You guys have been here before. You know how this works. But you would think Elon would have a huge Democrat following. So he posted on August 20th, since a lot of people have asked, here goes a super unscientific poll. Who will you vote for? And I want you to know there are 5,846,891 votes. 73% said they would vote for Trump. 26.8% said they would vote for Kamala. I need you to understand that. Even Donald Trump reposted this, but I need you to understand that out of almost 6 million people that were willing to vote, 73% said Trump. Yet you have mainstream media telling you that Kamala Harris is winning in all the polls against Donald Trump. I don't understand who they think they're talking to, because the real American people are not voting for Kamala Harris. There are so many videos going around the internet right now of black women and men who are not for Kamala. Like, that's their whole thing. I can't remember their slogan. There was a slogan. They're not for Kamala. It doesn't mean they're automatically for Donald Trump, but it means that they are not for Kamala Harris, that her being a female is not why they're going to vote for her, and her, claiming to be black is not why the black population is going to vote for her. Just because she wants to align herself with somebody does not make her alignable. This is the thing. All skin folk are not kinfolk, right? That's the saying. Just because Kamala's calling herself a black female does not mean other black females are going to see her as one of them and relate to her and want her to run our country. And I think it's great that you have so many people of all different ethnicities, all different sexes, all different ages, all different sexual preferences, literally everything, speaking out about how Kamala Harris is not who they want. They've seen what has happened to the country under the last 4 years, and that's not what they want for the next 4 years. Mainstream media does not play that for you, does not show that to you. And when we try to share a lot of that, a lot of stuff on YouTube, they won't let it through. Facebook won't let it through. X.com is one of the best places to go to see the things that can't make it to anywhere else. Now, this other poll here, no. I wanted you to hear this one. Hold on. This one's great. Pause. This is 2 minutes long, but it's worth a listen. It's worth a listen. So let's just listen to this real fast. If it'll play. Play. Do it. Work.
Okay, something. Okay. Did we learn something from this convention?
No.
Talking about the DNC.
I'll give you some numbers, which startled me. When we took a survey of Democratic voters leading into the elections to see what they knew about Kamala Harris. Mark, the numbers are not to be believed. 71% of Democrats didn't know that she supported reparations to atone for slavery. 86% didn't know that she supports giving death row inmates the right to vote. 73% of Democrats didn't know that she was a co-sponsor of the radical Green New Deal. 81% of Democrats didn't know health insurance is one of the most important issues out there, that she's in favor of eliminating all private health insurance. You heard me right. 71% of Democrats didn't know that she was in favor of defunding the police. 78% of Democrats didn't know that she set up the fund to bail out protesters during the 2020 riots. The border is the number 2 issue facing Americans. Democrats, Republicans alike are looking at the border being overrun, and they're horrified by what's happening. With that in mind, 72% of Democrats didn't know that as borders are, she had never once been to a conflict zone. And they're actually pretending that she was never at the border czar.
Yeah, that part.
77% of Democrats didn't know that she supports eliminating ICE. But here's the big one, Mark, the one that jumped
There's a bigger one?
the page to me. 74% of Democrats do not know that she is in favor of not making it a crime to cross the border illegally. In other words, complete open borders. Anybody can come in, and it's not a crime to do that. 74%. So that was leading into the convention.
That was leading into the convention. And they did not talk about any of these things during the DNC. So the same amount of people who didn't know that stuff before, guess what? They still don't know that stuff. And after watching the interview tonight with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and Dana Bash, they still won't know that stuff, because I can guarantee you they're not going to talk about it, because there is nothing positive there that they could say that would make anybody want to vote for Kamala Harris. When they were doing the poll on who was going to be the VP, 73% said Josh Shapiro. Minimal, I think like 18% said Tim Walz. We know they have not come out and flat out said it, but y'all, we're not stupid. We know they went to Josh Shapiro and were like, hey, you want to be the VP? And Josh Shapiro was like, nah, dog, it's a no from me. I don't want to link my name to hers, because it's political suicide at that point. Or, can't say that word. Political unalive at that point. Whatever. We'll see what YouTube does here. But either way, Josh Shapiro was smart at that point and said, I'm not doing this. I'm not linking my name to Kamala Harris. And Tim Walz like, I can't wait to link my name to Kamala Harris. And this is what you have. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And it's going to be a complete shit show. I cannot wait for it at 8 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock Eastern. Hold on, I'm trying to get this next one up here because you need to see this. Okay, so this is the other one. This is from Rasmussen, which every time I see that, I think of, what's her name, Rasmussen from the Eddie Murphy movie. I think it's Norbit. Is Norbit had Rasmussen? The shoot where he dressed up as like the big, aggressive, angry lady? I think it was Norbit. Anyway, this one says Rasmussen poll, such a weird word, has President Trump leading Harris in the general election and up by 11 points with independent voters. So you can see here, 2024 general election, Trump at 49%, Harris at 46%, other 2%. If the other was for RFK Jr., those 2% are going to go red. So that's a plus. Now you have here, right? I can't read backwards. I would like to. But if the 2024 election were between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, who would you vote for? And they asked independents only, not somebody who is a Democrat, not somebody who's a Republican, but independents who technically wouldn't really want either of them. But if they had to make a choice, 51% said Trump, only 40% said Harris. And that to me still says a lot. Last week, Trump was at only 9%. After the DNC convention, the Democratic National Convention, he bumped up to 11%. I'm telling you, the DNC hurt Kamala Harris and Tim Walz more than it helped him. Watching Tim Walz yank his son on that stage did not go over well. Did not go over well. And just because they made Coach Walz or Coach Tim signs for everybody to hold up so it would put the thought in the minds of Americans that he's some great guy, didn't help. Everything that they did to try to make him seem great, right out the window the second he yanked his son on that stage. Done. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's that. And then open. I can't ever get these links to open because I have way too many sent to myself. Is it this one? Okay. This one, I put a little note. This one is vital to all of us. So let's see what we have here. Ah, yes. This is from Conservative Brief, all right? A recent poll of independent voters shows that half expect prices to continue to rise if Kamala Harris is elected president. So why would any of them choose to vote for her? So if you look here, talking about just in general, what will happen to food, grocery prices if they win, you've got 50% think they will go up if it's Kamala Harris. Hold on. Go back. Got to pause it. They're talking and I want a picture. All right. So only 36% think it will go up if it's under Donald Trump. 50% will go up if it's under Kamala Harris. Then on the go down, which is no pun intended, but Kamala Harris, I'm sure she hears that a lot. 17% thinks the prices will go down, not Kamala Harris. I'm sure Willie Brown's wife has a lot to say about that. 17% there. 41% think that prices will go down if Donald Trump is in office. And then no change at all. You have 33% for Harris, 23% for Trump. I personally believe that our grocery store prices will go, I don't know that they would go down. Let me be completely just honest here. I don't know that prices will significantly decrease because we're already at a point where we're kind of programmed to pay what the prices are. But I do believe that under Donald Trump, they will not go higher. We will not see that ridiculous inflation that we see under Biden and Harris. I think under Trump, inflation was 1.86% average year over year. I feel like we would be back into a normal number like that. Whereas with Biden, it was much, much higher with food. I think he was 20.6%. I'm out of the screen, but I think he was 20-something% of inflation with food. I don't trust Kamala Harris in the least when it comes to the economy, let alone anything else. But it's literally the food prices and mortgage and things like that that make me, as a voter, say I could never vote for her because it's not going to be good for my pocketbook, for my family. And that's, I have to think about me and my family, but I'm also thinking about the rest of y'all, the rest of the citizens who are getting hurt by everything that's going on in our economy right now. There's no way that a sane person would vote for another 4 years with a Democrat at the helm, let alone a dumbass Democrat who has absolutely no idea what she's doing. Now, this one here from Gunther Eagleman, I just like his name. Let me show you guys here. Did you know that last year, we've talked about this before, so yes, you do know if you've been here for previous videos. Last year, it cost Americans $150 billion to support the illegal invaders that are in America. This is not just us pulling numbers out of our butts, just so you know. This was on Fox News, a study. Migrant crisis cost taxpayers $150 billion last year. If you break it down to how much went to each individual state, surprisingly, cost each individual state. Surprisingly, Florida, I think, is like third in line with how much it cost for illegal immigrants. I think we were like third or fourth in line with the amount of billions that were spent. Who was first? Texas, then New York. No. Texas, California, New York, Florida, Chicago. I'm trying to visualize the graph that I saw. And then other states Chicago's not a state, hello. But like Illinois. And then other states fell into place after that. But that is a ton of money, $150 billion that it cost the United States in order to let the illegal immigrants in, which, side note, Kamala Harris does not consider criminals. Even though it is literally against our law to enter our country illegally, she does not consider them criminals. And that is something that has to be remembered also when it comes time for people to vote. If you forget that and you vote her in, then you're voting for, like they said, open borders and just absolute chaos. This is MSNBC host, oh gosh, y'all, this is absolutely ridiculous to me. Breathe. What's crazy to me is how many people forget that the internet is forever. Yeah, you can have, people like Axios and others go through and try to change what they've written. But older videos are very hard to change. Yes, they have AI videos out now, so you have to be real careful to not get an AI video. But there's a lot of stuff that you lie to the American people and somebody will find it. Listen to this. This is from Colin Rugg. MSNBC host Ari Melber loses it and threatens to sue Trump campaign advisor Corey Lewandowski for defamation. All right. Excuse me. The threat came after Lewandowski called out Melber for calling Trump's post-assassination attempt ear bandage a spectacle. And I'm not going to read it to you. I want you to hear this because this guy from MSNBC is an absolute piece of work. piece of shit, but piece of work also. And the way he's speaking to Trump's guy, bro, that people throw hands for that in the streets. Like, be glad you're in a completely different room than him, because the way the Trump dude's face looks, he would have taken you out at the kneecaps. But I want y'all to hear this, because proof. Y'all, we come with receipts. That's what you do when you're a Republican. You keep the receipts to remind the Democrats that they're dumb as shit. What? Listen.
Fox News, which has been caught in defamation, ran a false piece, falsely stating that I said something else that I didn't say. So I stand on that. I stand on the New York Times.
I stand on that. Say this bandage was a proper spectacle from a candidate who's obsessed with spectacles.
That's fair. A placard for delegates to fill in, an image for political mobilization, a spectacle for this candidate who we know is, by his own admission, obsessed with assorted spectacles. These are Mr. Lewandowski. I did not say that. That is a false quote.
Right here.
And
it's clear.
What you have is a false quote. What you have is a false quote. And I'm putting you on notice. If you continue to repeat falsely that I said that, you will be potentially in a defamation situation, because I didn't say that. But I understand that you're working off the internet, which is a lot of false information.
This is what it says
I wish you luck with that. And Corey Lewandowski, we gave you time.
So you
I appreciate you coming on.
For that.
Thank you for joining me. Corey Lewandowski, Trump 2024.
Y'all, let me just real quick let you know that Mr. Lewandowski is a much better person than I am. I am an emotional person. I'm sure you guys have figured that out by being over here. And I don't really mince words, and I don't hold my tongue, and I don't think about the consequences of my verbal actions until it's too late. And I'm like, oh, shit, probably shouldn't have said that out loud. You know, said the quiet part out loud kind of thing. I do it all the time. That man would have been told I'm just saying. I'm trying to be good, because some people aren't a fan of some of my language sometimes. But let me just say, I would look like one of those cartoons when they get in like the scuffle and you see all those like the exclamation points and the blah, blah, blah. That'd be me. That man would have gone home crying. He would have gone home crying if that had been me. That would not have worked out well. Would not have worked out well. And now this is an oldie but a goodie, but I just want to remind people that the left, they're fake. I don't know how else to really phrase it. I've given myself hiccups again. Come on, Michelle. They are fake, and they tell you one thing and try to show you one thing when really they are that thing. Y'all know exactly what I mean. I don't always know how to like phrase things and put things into words, but y'all know exactly what I mean. And I just want to remind you with this one. Now this is 4 minutes long. I don't know if we're going to go the full 4 minutes, but that's what he said. But I want you to see and hear this, because again, very important. All right, ready? Here we go.
Opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist, and they're
voter ID laws are racist.
Voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as to say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority
That's
voters
racist.
are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works. A lot of people have smartphones, but they might not have data. For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed. I also think there's a repression of black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the African Americans.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask black
Racist
people
a-holes,
their thoughts
all of them.
on what you just
Just so
heard.
you know.
Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID? That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. That's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
What is this? Some type of trick candy cameras?
I know, right? That's the only thing I brought with me.
Those are legit IDs. I heard a lot also that black people can't figure out how to get to the DMV.
Really?
What does that say to you?
I know it's that. It's on 25th Street.
Do you know where
On 25th Street.
the DMV is right here?
It's on 125th Street and 3rd Avenue, I believe.
You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Did you have a problem getting there if you had to get there?
No.
I know these sound like silly questions. You know how to get to the DMV?
Of course.
You know where it is?
Yes.
You can get there?
Uh-huh.
No problem.
No problem.
Just checking.
Okay.
And I also heard a lot that black people, especially poor black people, have no access to the internet, can't figure out how to use the internet.
That's just stupidity, honestly. Everybody has access to the internet. Even a little kid can figure out how to work the internet.
I had access to the internet for years.
You know how to use it properly, right?
Exactly.
You guys get the picture. We're not going to do the whole thing, but you get the picture. The left, the ones who are constantly screaming about racism against black people, are the ones who are the most fucking racist against black people. Trust me, I'm married to a black man. I have a mixed daughter. I see the difference all the time on how we and he and she are treated with right versus left. That's all I'm going to say, because it is a very, very hot topic for me, and I will lose my ever-loving mind when it comes to my family. But let me just say that the left, the same ones screaming that's racist, that's racist, that's racist, are the ones who are pushing and perpetuating the racism. Not the right, not the black people. The left, whites and whatever else is that are constantly screaming that's racist and blah, blah, blah. Y'all saw it. Oh, well, black people are felons and black people don't have IDs and black people don't know how to use the internet. And so blah, 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 blah. It'd be racist if they had to show their ID to vote. You dumb motherfucker. Like, that's all I have to say about that. So anyway, again, I have worked myself into a tizzy. Certain topics, I just can't do it. Squirrel Tribe, I love you so much. We have just over an hour until the Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, Dana Bash shit show. I'm so excited. It's so weird how excited I am. We're going to talk all about it tomorrow. Please understand. Please understand. Tomorrow morning, probably going to go live. Don't know what time. If you guys have a time, think Central Time for me and whatever time it is for you. Leave it in the comments after this, because we are going to have to break down whatever happens on this interview tonight, tomorrow, along with a lot of other stuff. And I'd like to do it where we could like talk to each other with the live chat and stuff. So that's that. I love y'all immensely. I'm going to go upstairs, get some popcorn, get something to drink. We're going to have a drink tonight. Maybe some gin and Sprite, because I don't like gin and club soda. It doesn't really have much of a taste. So some gin and Sprite, a little lime in it, call it done with some popcorn. It's going to be entertaining. Okay. I love y'all. I'll see you again later. Bye.